Lifespan Task 2, Bella Dixon, 916590. Childhood is between the ages of 5 and 11, and adolescents are between the ages of 11 and 14. Cognitive development is the change and stabilities in mental abilities such as learning, attention, memory, language, thinking, reasoning, and creativity. It's the process of growth and change in intellectual and mental abilities such as thinking, reasoning, and understanding. Psychosocial development describes how a person's personality develops and how social skills are learned from infancy through to adulthood. It also includes a person's well-being at the intersection of their internal workings and external experiences. Children usually have concrete thinking, and their psychosocial development usually involves empathizing and making friends. When teaching younger children, I would take more time to explain things and explain them in a visual way because at this age a lot of their thinking is concrete, which means they only think on stuff they've seen and experienced. Psychosocial development in adolescence usually involves abstract thinking and understanding others' viewpoints, and the cognitive development is usually the systematic thinking. When teaching adolescent students, I would use more hands-on correction and verbal prompts. I would use this because during this time, their adolescent bodies are changing, and they need to learn how to have correct alignment and technique in their new bodies. I would encourage them to set their own goals and aim to work towards them and give them something to motivate themselves to keep them working during this time. If a 7-year-old wanted to start dance lessons, I would place them into a junior jazz lesson for beginners. I would put him in this class because children of this age are more cognitively aware and can be responsible for the rates of their own learning. They are concrete in their ability to understand their body in space and therefore can be spatially aware in a class setting. Children of this age are able to recite the days of the week and months of the year. This means that they would be able to learn and retain longer dance sequences in class. The reason I would not place him in a younger advanced class is because 5 to 6-year-olds have a shorter attention span. Although the child will be able to handle the content of that class, they may become bored or become a distraction for the others in that class due to not being correctly challenged. On the flip side, I wouldn't place the child into a teen jazz lesson as those students are entering adolescence, so they may have a longer attention span and can be independent of periods of time. A 7-year-old may struggle with the independent practice and rehearsal time. As well as this, children and teens are entering their adolescence, having the ability to multitask, so their combinations may be much harder and contain multiple body parts. A 7-year-old beginner may need their movements to be more broken down to understand them. If a 13-year-old girl who had never danced before wanted to start classes, I would put her in a 13 to 15 years beginner contemporary class. I would do this because it's a free class, so it can be very creative and also good in supportive environment to make friends and for her to feel most comfortable to try new things. Contemporary lessons can encourage the abstract thinking to develop. I would not place her in a class with early adolescents as they are at different stages of development. Early adolescents have lots of mood swings that may make the 13-year-old feel uncomfortable and unwelcome. This age group need more one-to-one assistance to navigate their issues, whereas the older class are more logical and can overcome their problems as a team without as much involvement from the teacher. I wouldn't put her in the advanced class above, as she is a complete beginner and the pace and level of this class would be overwhelming and she would benefit more from a slower pace. As well as this, in the advanced class she may feel intimidated by the dancers as they have been dancing years longer than herself, so naturally they are more advanced.